Hello, my name is Sean Viu, and for my presentation I will be examining positive externalities. I will first outline the key concepts, and then later I will provide real-world examples as to how they come into play. This will include the market for flu shots and why most people don't get flu shots, but they really should. First off, an externality is simply a third-party effect. That is, in any transaction there may be extra benefits, or external benefits. These are benefits that go to not the producer and not the buyer of the product, but to somebody who exists outside of the transaction. To describe this concept, let's examine a hypothetical situation, a market for this brand new, mysterious type of tree. On the x-axis, we have the quantity planted each year in the United States, in the millions, and on the y-axis, we have the cost per tree in dollars. Now we have found the marginal cost curve and the marginal benefit curve for this product. You can also call this the marginal private cost curve and the marginal private benefit curve. That is because these are the private benefits and the private costs for the consumers. Now, if we leave things to the market forces, we can find the equilibrium price. We know this because nobody would buy more than that quantity, because after that, the marginal cost exceeds the marginal benefit, and doing that would just be illogical. In our example, it looks to be about 1.9. You could also call this the market-generated output level. We can also find the equilibrium price at this quantity, and again in our example, it looks to be about 19. With that in mind, we can identify the consumer surplus and the producer surplus. Suppose it turns out that this type of tree has all of these extra benefits to it. Like all trees, it converts carbon dioxide to oxygen, so this means improved air quality for all of the people in the area. We'll also say that it assists in pest control. It deters the local mosquito, so everybody gets to enjoy less mosquitoes. They're also just very nice looking trees, so anybody who walks by gets to see how unique they are. Our researchers conducted a study and found that all of these benefits amount to $10 per tree. So how do we factor this in? Well, we now know that the marginal benefits to society are $10 per tree. So let's pick a point where the price intersects with our marginal benefit curve and add $10 to it. We'll do this again at the $40 mark, so it then becomes 50. We then connect these two dots, and that gives us our marginal social benefit curve. In other words, we are adding the external benefits of our third party to the private benefits of the buyer. This gives us a new equilibrium quantity of 2.4 and a new equilibrium price of 24. If we just let the market settle in on its natural equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity, we can see that the social surplus is signified by the purple shaded area. However, at this point, we also notice that there is an area on our graph that is of no benefit to anybody. There is a gap between our market-generated output at a quantity of 1.9 million and the socially optimal level of output at 2.4 million. Each unit that was not made between these two would have brought in more social benefit than social cost. That is why we can say that there is a market failure, or in other words, there is a dead weight loss. The question then becomes, how do we solve this problem? How do we gain back that dead weight loss? The answer is in the form of a government subsidy. For our example, let's just say that the government will pay $5 for every tree that a person chooses to plant. In order to convey this subsidy on our graph, all we have to do is shift our marginal cost curve down by $5, because that is effectively how much the price is decreasing by. Now people are weighing a new private cost with a private benefit. This has the effect of giving us a new equilibrium quantity of 2.2. As we can see, our dead weight loss then has shrinked. This subsidy has decreased the market failure. One real-world example of this is with college. One might say that we, my colleagues and I, are attending university for the private benefits. We are doing so that in the future we will have better jobs, as it has been statistically shown that college graduates will earn more money and that they are less likely to end up unemployed. We will also have more control over our careers, and learning in and of itself is enjoyable. However, there are positive externalities. Our going to school benefits everybody in the United States, even people who we will never meet. This happens because college graduates pay more in taxes, and that is why the government chooses to subsidize education. So how does this all come back to flu shots? Well, there's this term known as herd immunity, and it's when the vaccination of a significant portion of a population provides a measure of protection for those individuals not vaccinated. When the majority of the population is immune, the disease gets spread less. So those who do not have the shot have a lower chance of being infected. This is the positive externality of buying a flu shot. It is the same reason why some people do not buy flu shots, because they are enjoying this positive externality of herd immunity. However, at the same time, it is the reason why these people should buy flu shots, because there are individuals who are allergic to shots and therefore can't get them. Thank you.